I've been working on a one of these theoretical deck building challenges that I do every now and then. I'm doing one right now for 4 players to do a commander build, and each player has, I don't know, 14, 15 packs, and the games evolve over a couple of days. It's all theoretical. I'm only gonna play it on Magic Online, but I got a bunch of packs that I'm gonna slowly crack into those selections. I don't know how long it'll take to complete the selections, but right here, what I have is what I'm going to crack this afternoon. So I'm going to crack a battle pack of Return to Ravnica and another one of Gatecrash. I think it's going to be one video. Then I'm going to crack 6 packs in here. I've already opened this. By the way, a pizza cutter is great to open these. So I already opened that. And I received this morning these 2 pre-release kits from Born of the Gods. So they should have Theros and Born of the Gods packs that are going to go into each one of the 4 player selections. I'm also developing a PowerPoint of how I think 4 people could do this and have a lot of fun. We'll see how it develops. I'm just having fun cracking packs, but also arranging things in a way that at least I find amusing and interesting. Alright, so let's crack in this video the battle packs. I already cracked a battle pack of M12 and another one of M13, and that was a lot of fun. Nothing super crazy. I didn't pull anything crazy. So this is Ravnica, Return to Ravnica, and this is how they come. Come with a little piece of cardboard, a little gluey thing, and another piece of cardboard. So these are actually pretty easy to undo. I see what I did. I see what I did there. So the cards are loose once you undo the packing, and then I'll figure a way to distribute all these extra cards for the 4 players. In the case of the M12 and M13 selections, I did not break them up in the video. Even though off video, I was like, you know, if I'm preparing a large selection for a theoretical player to have a lot of cards to crack, I've got a ton of these, to crack and have a really wide selection, I want to use these cards. I want to put them in there. So, so these are the cards. I'm not sure if I'll go through them. I'm going to put them in piles, and I'll see what I do at the end. But I know I at least want to crack. Actually, let me not make a mess and just leave them the way they came. My friend the blue whale is getting in the way for a second there. Okay, so let's crack. So again, I'm just thinking out loud and thinking with these cards, is it possible to have a Commander Masters set where you can show up and do a sealed brawl or Commander build? Just exploring it with loose packs. Of course, you want for a Commander build or a brawl build, you only need 1 card, and so of each. You don't need 2. And so I'm just exploring how that set would be developed. Battle Bond wasn't really that set. Okay, so this is Gatecrash. Let me just put these aside. So Battle Bond was Two-Headed Giant, and I love Two-Headed Giant, but I also think that Two-Headed Giant is a fairly narrow format compared to Commander and Brawl. And I hope, and I think Wizards is going to do a really good job. I know they will, of making Brawl super awesome. They're not quite there, they just got started. Okay, so these are the packs. So that's been a lot of setup, so we're at minute 4. Let's do the packs, stack them, go through each one of the stacks, and I'm going to leave the stacks separate because what I think I may do is actually give each player 1 stack. Each theoretical player. You know, they're my imaginary friends. So yeah, this is pretty cool. I've got a total of 22 packs to go through. Love that. And at the end, I'll have a bunch of selections for these 4 different setups that I'm doing. And then I'll start doing builds with them. Okay. I'm not going to read the cards. I'll just point out any notables. Not quite Delver of Secrets, for sure. We're headed into the uncommons. Mana Rocks are great for a casual commander build. And that looks like a junk rare, but we'll take it. The pulls for the Return to Ravnica and Gatecrash packs that I've cracked recently and that have gone into this deck building challenge are actually not that great. I have to say, I haven't made any pull. Well, I guess I pulled a Desecration Demon, but I don't really like playing with that card. Even though I have to admit it's a very good card. I haven't pulled anything that I think is great. Let's put it that way. It's my own bias. At the rare slot, this guy is fantastic, and I already pulled one for one of the other selections. And I'm still working on the PowerPoint for how the selections go. I'm still working on how our commander is going to be selected, because you have to guarantee that each player has at least one commander to play with. And you want to have a larger selection. So I know for a fact that I'm going to use my 5 Cans of Tarkir Mythic Rare Commanders that I ordered recently. And I'm also going to use all 10. Oh, good. There we go. Now we're talking. Now we are talking. Okay, at least one of the selections is going to get a Super Bomb from Return to Ravnica. Fantastic. Okay, now we're talking. So I still have, and I also have all 10 commanders, guild commanders from Return to Ravnica and Gatecrash. So I think what I'm going to do is do a little trio. So each player gets to select a pair of commanders from Return to Ravnica and one of the 5 from Cans of Tarkir. So now we're in Gatecrash land. I love this set, by the way, and I'm so happy that there's a mountain of it yet to be cracked that is basically being sold as a fire sale, which is really fantastic. So each player would pick one of the 5 KTK commanders, and the other 2 would be from Return to Ravnica Gatecrash, the guild commanders. And then they would play 3 games. 1 each would be a build to one of those commanders. I think that would be like a day 1 thing. And then I'm thinking day 2, they just change over and do 3 other commanders. So each player gets to play that selection with 3 completely different commanders. And to make sure we hit up all 10 RTRs and, yeah, another junk rare. These Cypher cards are all just god-awful terrible. So every time that I pull one, I'm like, oh, that's not what I really wanted to pull. But I did pull the Big Angel from Return to Ravnica, so I can't complain. So yeah, so I think between day 1 and day 2, all 4 players combined would have played, hopefully, all 10 commanders from Return to Ravnica Guild at least once, one of them, and each one of the 5 Cans of Tarkir, including nice set. So somebody's going to have a build that everybody else is going to be pissed off about, probably. And then I think on the 3rd day, they would pull commanders from their selections and not use the seeded ones. So they would use, I'm going to add Dominaria packs. So every player is going to have at least 1 commander they can play. And we'll see how that goes. Based on the pulls that I have made, oh, this is a great card. Very nice. This one, not so great, but you know, it's not quite a Cypher card. Yeah, Cypher's just not my friend. Okay, so we've already gone through the 4 packs. I think we have time to go through these selections. There's lands in them. So this is obviously a Rakdos selection. And I'm not going to go through the cards in fantastic detail. Just show that they are a Rakdos selection. So yeah, I do think that a challenge where players are forced to play with cards that nobody really plays with is interesting. That happens to be my bias as a casual player. I think it's really easy for everyone to be on Ponder and Jace the Mind Sculptor. I think that's hard on the wallet, easy on the game, because hey, you know, you're playing with a fantastic card. I personally think it's a much bigger challenge to play with some card that just isn't that great. I don't know, that's just me. So this is a Golgari selection. And I think also for the lands in the challenge, I'm only going to allow common lands, whether they're dual or not. So the Guild Gates are in, basic lands are in, Evolving Wilds is in, but none of the uncommon or rare lands are in. So I know in one of these pulls for this challenge that I'm building on. Oh, nice card! It's a nice uncommon. I love the artwork, by the way. I pulled a foils Team Vents. That's not going in here at all. What? Oh yeah. This is an Orsov selection. I thought I was cracking a pack for a second. I drifted into forgetting what I was looking at, which happens when you're looking at cards through a visor and talking. The other day I said something like, love this card. It says something like, it was not, I said blue, black, some other tribe, elves or something. What I really meant blue, black, zombies, of course. That's what I was talking about. Okay, so this is a Simic selection. So that's great. So each one of these is going to go to my theoretical players. And so that's how I'm going to do it. And I'm going to shift around the M12 and M13 selections that I had only given 2 of the players. So I'm changing the story as I go, as I crack the packs. Again, these challenges are interesting because you're exploring something and you find out what you want to do as you do it. All right, we're done with that.